It's blocked toy collection.
Research your own. Hell no. You don't have to.
It's blocked toy collection.
That is this is just a public safety check. We're not doing to get anyone in trouble. I understand. But I need to say a warning for letting talk to the side. Well, I don't know anything. That's it. Take it. If police come to your door and don't need your help, you may simply be filed and answer the door. Because you don't have to let your hair look through that. It's adjustable, and we'll be replacing the bolt with a pin for final installation. That's how it works. Next, we're moving on to installing the B&M Stealth Pro Ratchet Shifter we picked up from Summit Racing. This shifter needs a strong, sturdy base to work properly. So when I designed the center console, I added a 1/4-inch steel plate to secure the shifter in place. When installing the cable to the shifter, make sure that the shifter is in its lowest gear setting. And we'll hold it all together with the retainer clip. Now that we're getting our interior blended up, it's a good time to start measuring for our roll bar pattern. We want to put this everywhere our body may come in contact with the roll cage, such as our intrusion bar and the overhead bars. And they're super easy to install. These are half-circle pads that are SFI fire rated. When we're installing, we make sure that the padded side faces the driver or passenger in the cabin. Alright, here we go, the 8 3/4. These pieces come in 36-inch sections and can be cut to fit your custom molding. We still have a lot of work to do, but we're inching closer to final assembly. We got our gear dash put in, steering finalized, and the other seat in. And we have a whole bunch of wiring to do before we can fire this thing up.
Up next, this tin can gets a brain as we check off more boxes on our engine start checklist. Coming up on XOR.
Well, the steering's turning out great.
Yeah, it's coming together nicely.
Hey gang, welcome back to the shop. And we still got a whole lot we gotta do on the Coyote before we even think about pushing the go button.
That's right. A whole lot of wiring remains, including getting our fuel and ignition system wired up. So while Jeremy's working on our switch plate, I'm going to start working on all of these connections. I'm plugging in the mass airflow sensor, alternator, and the hand position sensors. Once everything is plugged up in front, I'll feed the wiring harness over the engine, tucking it through the cage, and feed it through the power. Most of your late model engines carry real-time sensors that feed into your PCM or power control harness, such as mass airflow sensors. This is the operation. Let's have you utilize these sensors to run properly.
We're definitely not worried about anybody stealing this truck. Since it's going to spend most of its life in the desert, we don't want to run the risk of, well, dropping our keys in the sand. So we're going to keep it simple by installing a switch panel with a start. We'll lay out some very specific marks to match the shape of our switch panel. And I'll definitely make sure we mark the center so I know what to cut out. I'll prop the piece up on a couple blocks of wood to make it easier to cut. And I'll do a quick test. With a couple more measurements, I'll mark my cut line and my bending. The iron worker is short work of these cuts. A grip to the brake allows me to bend it to just the angle I'm looking for. All there's left to do is grab the TIG welder and get this burnt in. After it cools, I'll put the panel in for final fitment, along with the gate. Well, that's spot on. Plus, it makes it easy for Eliza and myself to get to it. Now, all I gotta do is about the one for the head.
All right, Jay, you had your fun. We still have a bunch of work to do before we can fire up the Coyote, such as get our cooling system finalized, let them work bricks, and get our exhaust hung.
Yeah, that sounds like a whole lot of fun, but I want to see what this thing looks like with the hood on it, so let's get to it.
Yeah.
Trying to see what it looks like.
Woo, it's starting to look like a truck again, especially with all these parts we thrown in it.
That's right. If you guys are interested in any of the parts we use for this build or any of our other builds, just go to PowerNationTV.com. See you guys next time.
So how about you start on the cooling system?
Now, I'm going to switch lights back on.
I'm going to take my copy with you.
Everybody's proud. If you have a 401k, ask your 401k now. Spend about 85%. Then you president.
Putting other taxes here, very different agencies that you try to make kids from making money from his office in his first term, and he complained he didn't get any credit for that. The ASA program found out of the year as acting attorney general to the family have lifetime immunity from IRS loans and tax returns. His own party in Congress may not for his own enjoyments. And as you just heard JDM mandate Trump making open the doors, they also say Trump is being hurt for that. You know, eventually as a Democrat or they completely either Democratic majority after eventually would be but especially like top house division and Democratic marriage. I think that's the large
You're watching Power Nation. With a high ram intake manifold, a coiled near flood ignition system, and a forward loose paint job, this engine has the style it takes to run